Hi, it's the early weeks of spring. It's a beautiful day, but I'm going to go for a ride indoors. This is Elaine's bike set up on the Tacx Neo Smart Trainer. She likes to watch Netflix quite often while she does her rides. Well, I prefer to use the rollers. The rollers are pretty easy to set up as long as you make sure the cord is in the right grooves. And we're done. Now, I like to set up the rollers next to a wall, in this case the garage door, so it gives me something to lean upon if I start to lose my balance. Now, I haven't ridden this bike for 6 months now, so it may not be the wisest decision to do my first ride back on the rollers, but we'll see how we go. So I like to place the rollers next to a wall. Not only does it help in getting on, the pin, everything's a bit rusty at the moment, but just as you get started and you get the balance, it's just a little bailout you can use when you be worried about your balance. So at the moment, I'm using a software called Road Grand Tours, sometimes referred to as RGT. I did have a Zwift account, but I've suspended that during the pandemic. And at the moment, Road Grand Tours still has a free subscription happening. So it just saves a bit of money. And for the moment, while I'm just doing easy rides, that's not going to be a problem. So my plan today is just for a really easy 20 minutes. So what I find when I start the season after a break, the biggest issue is my bum on the seat. So the saddle sores, takes a while just to adjust back. So obviously in the middle of the season, I can do 5-hour rides without any problem. But at the start of the season, even the first half an hour, the seat can start to get uncomfortable.
You'll see I've put a towel on the ground under the rollers. Riding indoors it does get hot, so you sweat. I often have a small towel just over the headset, but I didn't bother today. The ride was going to be so short, I didn't think it really warranted it. Smart trainers like the Wahoo KICKR and Tacx Neo have inbuilt power meters. These rollers are very simple, no smarts, what is sometimes referred to as a dumb trainer. They only cost me 120 Australian from Wiggle. Software like RGT, Zwift, TrainerRoad needs power data for it to work. I have a power meter in my pedals. Wattage data sent via Bluetooth controls my virtual bike in the software. The software can send data back to the smart trainer, so it can apply more resistance when going up a hill. Obviously that's not going to happen on a dumb setup like mine, but I still have to put the same wattage to get up that hill. I just don't get the resistance to make it feel like I'm climbing. I've done a bit of riding on the smart trainer, especially the Tacx Neo that we have, but I just prefer the feel of the rollers. I like the bike to be able to move underneath me. On the smart trainer, I find my bum and body in general just gets sore quicker with that smart trainer that's just fixed in place. But most of all, I like how the rollers improve you as a rider. You obviously have to balance. It helps you ride in a straight line. I think since the popularity of the smart trainer, the general quality of the riders on the road has dropped. Obviously you can just sit back and do anything on a smart trainer, very hard to fall off. If you start doing things wrong on the rollers, you'll fall off pretty quickly. Luckily I didn't today, although that may have got me more YouTube views if I had of.
So if you wanted to see what RGT looks like. There's a picture of me riding down the moment. So obviously my Mac's almost out of battery, so the session's going to end in a sec, but very similar to Zwift, less popular, so less likely to see other riders on the road with you. But at the moment, just for simple training, I find it quite good. At the moment, I think we're going down the Stelvio Pass, so RGT tends to have a lot more actual roads rather than Zwift, which does have roads, but obviously Wattopia is their main sort of world. And you can see that it's actually the phone which is actually controlling RGT, and the laptop is purely acting as a screen. So the actual smarts of all the application are actually in the mobile phone, which is sitting next to my laptop. I'll just end that session, end ride, before my laptop battery runs out completely. And there we had it, 15 minutes, so I didn't quite get to 20 minutes. Reasonably happy with that for my first ride in 6 months. Even though it was so ridiculously short, I could still feel my bum. I don't think I wanted to go any longer. Well, that's my first bike session in 6 months done. Hope you found it interesting. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. Really helps the channel. See ya.